What's up, Fortress Dwellers? It's Manny Brandon back with Mannys Fitness Fortress, the citadel of power. On August 5th, 2022, Brittney Griner, WNBA superstar, was sentenced to 9 years in a Russian prison for smuggling an illegal substance across its borders. We're going to get into all this right now.
Olympian and US basketball star Brittney Griner has been sentenced to 9 years in a Russian jail after being convicted for drug smuggling.
All right, guys, Manny Brandon back again with Mannys Fitness Fortress. Thanks for joining me, guys. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and share button. All right, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button right now. Support your boy. About 70% of you guys are watching and not subscribed, so help a brother out. And once again, guys, thanks for joining me. Don't forget to hit up fnxfit.com. Discount code FNX1Fortress for 15% off all supplementation. That link is in the descriptions. You can get supplements, merch, clean supplements with not a lot of fillers, all types of apparel. Check it out right now. All right, let's get right into it. Brittney Griner's imprisonment holds into question three basic topics or elements. One, Russia's intolerance or tolerance level on banned substances that the United States otherwise is lenient on. Number two, would a male athlete been treated just the same? The third element, is Brittney Griner's sentence that much of a big deal? Does a woman have that much weight and power in this political world where Russia will hold a US citizen hostage because President Biden is putting pressure on other nations to put pressure and squeeze Russia's economy? Let's get into it.
The details from our US correspondent Alison Petrowski.
Well, Brittney Griner held her composure in the Russian court, simply shaking her head as the sentence was read out. Her lawyers are incredibly angry. They say she should have received a much lesser sentence and that she did all the right things. She pleaded guilty early. She had impressive character references, not just from Americans, but from Russian citizens, talking about how much she had done for basketball in the country. Griner also made a very emotional apology to the court.
I made an honest mistake, and I hope that in your ruling that it doesn't end my life here.
9 years in a penal colony for Griner. She has already served 5 months in a Russian prison. In a statement, Joe Biden called on Russia to release her immediately and says he will pursue every avenue possible to bring her home. Let's hear from the US National Security spokesperson, John Kirby.
She shouldn't have even been on trial. She's wrongfully detained. Absent that, we find the sentence reprehensible.
The Biden administration put a prisoner swap on the table in June, offering Russia Victor Bout, the notorious convicted arms dealer, in exchange for Griner and another American prisoner, Paul Whelan. Griner's camp is hopeful that since she's been sentenced, Russia may now seriously consider the prisoner deal.
All right, now Brittney Griner, center for the Phoenix Mercury, was charged with deliberately smuggling cartridges of an illegal substance across the borders of Russia. CNN posted this. Charged with 9 years in prison in a Russian prison, the case has raised some concerns that Brittney is being used as a political pawn in Russia's war against Ukraine. Now, the drug hashish or hash roll is a derivative of cannabis. It's a cannabis concentrate containing many of the resins of the plant itself, in particular tetrahydrocannabinol, or THC. Now, Russia's Federal Customs Service said they found several cartridges of hash roll in Brittney's luggage at the Sheremetyevo airport in Moscow. All right, guys, now this is what I find really funny. The Russians Federal Service Customs said they had opened a case in drug smuggling in general that carries a weight of up to 10 years. That they had already began investigations in drug smuggling. So Brittney's sentence of 9 years, I guess they can say, okay, we didn't give her the maximum, but really 1 year less. It's very interesting what's going on here. All right, guys, so this is the BS right here that's kicking off. Russia's saying, listen, we opened up a large scale, case on drug smuggling, transportation of drugs into our borders in general already. So that's what they're using as an excuse to detain Brittney. All right, like I said, this is politics at its finest. Now, Brittney Griner's detention comes at the most dangerous moment in U.S.-Russian relations since the U.S.-Cuban Missile Crisis. The reason being is the Biden administration is leading dozens of nations on imposing sanctions, crushing sanctions on Russia's economy and their political elites, trying to put the squeeze on our financial situation as a country. So in turn, Russia's saying, okay, we're going to hold on to one of your citizens, albeit a superstar NBA or WNBA basketball player. You realize how much weight this has, guys? A person, a female athlete being held basically under hostage as a pawn for you to release or stop talking trash to our nations, our friends, so that we can, flourish and have our economy running away with. This is crazy how a woman or a human being or an athlete is being used as a pawn. This is going on right now. This is crazy. President Vladimir Putin said on Saturday, the Saturday after the sentence, that these sanctions, and I quote, are akin to a declaration of war against my country. You see, this is crazy, guys. Think about the gravity of the situation. They're using one U.S. hostage because the world knows that the United States is a lot more tolerant than any other country on crime. We hold a lot more value on human life than other countries like Russia and China. It's crazy that you can actually pull a lot of strings with holding a human being. A WNBA basketball star and a female is a trifecta component going on right here. Now, what's also interesting is Saturday, July 30th, the U.S. State Department had warned against Americans traveling to Russia. On July 30th, the U.S. State Department released an updated advisory urging Americans to leave Russia immediately, citing the tensions between Ukraine and Russia, and also acknowledging that there will be limited protection and assistance from the U.S. Embassy in Moscow. So they're saying American citizens over there, albeit basketball players or regular civilians, already knew the dangers. They got warnings to leave and they still maintained presence there and still had other people coming in. That right there, that's, you had the knowledge, you had the forewarning, and you still came into the country. People that were there still stayed. I don't know what to say about that. It's common sense. I would want to get the heck out of there. But tell me what you guys think. All right, do you think a male athlete would have been treated as a political pawn, would have been held in the same pretense? Do you think they're showing favoritism? Do you think the Americans are going gung-ho or going all out trying to get Brittney back? Do you think both sides are playing a political game? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And also, let me know if you can think of another time in history where a female athlete or whoever was used as a political pawn to bring about a certain outcome. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to stay tuned for fitness, nutrition, health, and sports-related content all the time on Mannys Fitness Fortress. Like, subscribe, and share. And comment down below about the type of content that you guys want to see. I really appreciate you. I'll see you next time.